This is a story about a man and his flying tooth. It all started one day when our old grandpa was eating breakfast. He was eating his favorite meal: eggs, bacon, and fruit salad. "Man, I love fruit salad," he said as he ate an apple slice. But as he was chewing, all of a sudden he felt something fall out of his mouth. He spit it into his hand and looked. It was one of his false teeth. But it wasn't just any tooth. It was his funniest tooth. It was the tooth that always made him laugh when he saw it, because it was crooked and looked like a tiny little worm, and that's why he called it his funny worm tooth. He tried to put the tooth back in his mouth, but it didn't fit right, so he took off his glasses, which were also crooked like the tooth, and put them on top of his head, held them with one hand, and with the other hand went to look for his tooth cream. But then suddenly, a big gust of wind came through the window and blew both his glasses and his tooth off his head. They went flying through the air like a cartoon and landed on the ground outside. Our grandpa put on his walking shoes, grabbed his cane, and chased after his tooth. The tooth rolled down the sidewalk and hopped over a bush. Then it started to wiggle its way across the street. Cars zoomed past, barely missing the tooth. Then it wiggled some more and ended up inside a sewer drain. Our grandpa leaned over and peeked inside, but all he saw was a bunch of nasty teeth. Not his funny worm tooth. He decided to take a break and sat down on a nearby park bench. An old lady approached him and asked if he was okay. "Are you sure you don't need some help, dear?" she asked. He looked at her, confused. "What are you talking about?" "I'm fine," he said. But as soon as he finished his sentence, another leaf fell on his head. He got really mad. "Get off my head, you stupid leaf!" he yelled. Then he started chasing the leaf, stomping his feet and waving his cane around. People looked at him as he ran past them, trying to catch the leaf, but it just kept floating away. Finally, he gave up and returned to his bench. A little girl approached him with a big smile. "Mister, are you having fun?" she asked. "Fun? What are you talking about?" "I'm not having fun," he said, annoyed. Then he explained to her about his missing tooth. She listened patiently, then told him, "Well, you should go find it." And then she skipped away. "Find what?" "I already lost it," he said. Then he started to cry. But then something magical happened. His funny worm tooth popped out of the sewer drain and flew right into his mouth. It landed perfectly in his mouth like it had grown there naturally. He looked around to see if anyone had noticed, but no one had. Everyone was too busy minding their own business. He stood up, threw his cane away, and started to dance. He danced around the park, laughing and tapping his feet to the music only he could hear. People stared at him as he danced by, but he didn't care. He was too happy to have his funny worm tooth back. After a while, he sat back down on the bench to catch his breath. He was out of breath and his legs hurt. "That was so much fun," he said to himself. Then he took out his tooth to admire it. It really did look like a tiny little worm. He put the tooth back in his mouth and smiled. Then he walked home, happy to have his funny worm tooth and even happier to have a good laugh.